Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can see from the title, I'm doing a collaboration with Miss Brenda Dee, and we are going to be making a dish with beef. So I chose to do some beef oxtails. So these are the ingredients I will be using. I have some oxtails right here in the bowl. Um, y'all know I always use this squeeze ginger, but today I'm going to be using some fresh ginger. We have some allspice. I have some hot Hungarian hot paprika. We got some oxtail seasoning, and then we have some Goya adobo seasoning, and then I have my complete seasoning right here, and I'm going to be using my all-purpose seasoning. As you can see in my container back there, it's empty, but I'm making up some more, so I'm gonna add that. And then in this bowl, I have green peppers. We have green peppers. We have fresh garlic cut. Um, Yellow onions. We have red peppers, and we have some yellow peppers and orange peppers and green peppers in here. I know this look like a lot, but I'm not going to be using all of this in this one dish. So those are our vegetables that we have cut up in there. Then we also gonna be having, I have some fresh parsley over here that I already washed and cleaned. We have some carrots cut up. We have some fresh thyme. I have two, we're gonna be using two even though I have three. Two habanero peppers, but you use as much or as little as you like. And then we have some fresh green onions or scallions. And we're gonna get our meat to marinate. Now usually is another ingredients I forgot out here, but I'm gonna show you guys. um I would usually have our oxtails marinating for overnight, but this time I'm only gonna have them marinating for about 6 hours. So we're gonna get everything in there combined and mixed up, and then we're gonna set it aside, and then I'm gonna go on to some other things that I'm making with this meal. So stay tuned. So these was the other two ingredients that I was missing: the browning sauce and the Worcestershire sauce. So um we're gonna add that and get it all in a bowl, and I just wanted to let you know that's what I'll be using. So first we're gonna get in here. I'm using my all-purpose seasoning. We're gonna season that heavily because this is going to marinate. And then we're gonna get our paprika in there. You can use whatever kind of paprika you want. I like to use this one when I'm making oxtails. So that's about 2 tablespoons. We're only going to use like 1 tablespoon of this allspice. You don't need a lot of that. A little goes a long way. We're going to use some oxtail seasoning. About 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of oxtail seasoning. We're going to use a little bit of this adobo, and then our complete seasoning. I'm going to get 2 tablespoons of this browning sauce. Teaspoons, not tablespoons. Because this just gives it that color that I like. And now, I already have my ginger cut in here. So now we're going to add our vegetables. we're going to put in a few sprigs of our thyme. And you could take some off to mix it up. And then we're going to leave some whole. And then I'm just going to open this, like tear it open, and just put that in there. Now you can use gloves, but I'm going to wash my hands because if I don't, I have pepper everywhere and be in the hospital. But you want to make sure you wash your hands when you use that pepper. And so then we're going to put our green onions. And then we're going to put our carrots. And then I'm just going to get a little bit of our fresh parsley. You can use parsley flakes as well. So now once we get that in there, we're going to mix it up with our hand. Get it really combined, and then we're going to wrap this up and we're going to let it marinate. Like I said, overnight would be best, but I didn't have the time to do it last night, so I'm just going to do it now, and I'm going to definitely get about 4 to 6 hours in here. And you just want to make sure you combine everything together. So I forgot to put my Worcestershire sauce, so I'm gonna add that in there right now. So about 2 to 3 tablespoons. And then I think I'm just gonna add a little bit more brownie because I like it to be a little brown. So that looks perfect. So now that we got this all mixed up, let me cover it up and get it in the fridge, and I'll be back to show you our next step. So we are back, and our oxtails have been marinating for 6 hours. Before we begin to the next step, I want to say once again, this is a collaboration that I'm doing with Ms. Brenda Dee. She's another YouTuber over here, and I want you guys to make sure y'all go and subscribe to her channel and let her know that I sent you over there. And she is a lovely lady. She do great cooking videos, them down home mama videos that you just love when you go over there and want some good food. She got some good food over there, so please make sure y'all go and check her out and subscribe to her channel, like, comment, and let her know that Mama's Touch sent you over to her channel. So let's get with these oxtails. This is a collaboration that we're doing, and we're using, both of us is coming up with a recipe using beef. So I chose to use oxtails, and here are my oxtails. They've been marinating, and we're going to get them into a pot. So let's get it set up. So our coconut oil is heated up, so now we're going to get our oxtails in there, and I'm just taking some pieces and putting it in there. I'm going to try not to get some of the vegetables in there now, because we want to brown up all our meat first before we get our vegetables in there. So we're going to do these in batches. Until we get all of our meat brown. So that's the first batch. And I'm going to continue doing it brown on each side. And then I will show you the next step. So I'm just turning them over to brown on the other side. So this is the color that you're gonna get. And we're going to continue browning up the rest of our oxtails. So I'm finishing up browning the oxtails. So we're taking the rest of them out. So now, our remaining mixture that we had with our vegetables, we're going to add those to the pot. So all those is going to go in there. And let's stir that up. Get all those vegetables stirred up. So I'm going to add, we're going to get some hot water. So we're going to get our oxtails put back in the pot. Get all the drippings in there. And we're going to cover this with water. Now, I'm not going to measure it, but we're going to make sure that all the meat is covered with water. Because this is going to cook for like 2 hours or till the meat is very tender, almost coming off the bone. And if you have to add more, then more liquid in there, then you will add more liquid in there. So at this point, we're gonna let it cook down, and then I'm gonna say about till it come to a little boil, and then I'm gonna check the seasoning, and if I need to add any salt or pepper or onion powder or whatever seasoning you need. If the broth doesn't have enough seasoning, then you want to add some more. Not too much, just a little, because like I said, you're gonna you're gonna put more water into your pot when it cooks down. And when it cooks down, the seasoning is going to be really intense, so it may be too salty. But if your oxtails is already done at that time, then you probably need to add some more water just to take some of the saltiness or the over season away. So that's why I'm telling you, don't over season it. But in 20 minutes, we're going to come back and we're going to check and see what our broth tastes like. And then if we need to, we're going to add some more seasoning to the pot. So also, I'm going to, we're going to add some more vegetables because I still have some more onions and stuff cut up. But we're going to let this cook down first. So the onions will come, the onions and green pepper and garlic will probably come like once we have it cooking for an hour to hour and a half, because trust me, all of these vegetables are going to cook down because this meat is very tough and it needs a long time to cook. So let's get our top on there and we're going to let this cook. I have it on medium high, so that's a good temperature. So we're going to let that go, and I will come back to show you what is going to be the next step. So we are back, and it's about half an hour has passed, and we're going to check and see if we need to add any more seasonings. So, let me get my glove. Right. So you can see it's still, well, not still, but it's still cooking good, looking good. We're going to check the seasoning. This is very hot, so I'm fine with it right now because I want to wait till more of the liquid cook down, and if I need to add some more water, then I will add more water and then I will re-season it then. But I'm fine with it as it is now. As you can see, the meat is still very tough. Let me get a fork. See, it's still tough. Ooh. It's still very tough. Fork can't go in there. It's not even fork tender. So, like I said, these is going to cook for a good 2.5 hours or longer, or as needed till they get tender or to the consistency that I like. So this is how it's looking. It's looking really good, and it smells amazing. It smells really good. A lot of the ingredients and seasoning that we put in there, the aromatics, is really smelling up the house and making it smell really good. So I will come back when I'll add the rest of our seasoning, and if we need to add any more water back in there. Okay, so we back after an hour and 20 minutes of cooking. I'm going to check our pot, and we're going to add the remaining of our ingredients. So as you can see, our liquid has really cooked down a lot. You see, we got half of the water that we used to have in there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, I know I forgot to tell you the guys, but I cut up some tomatoes. So I'm going to add some tomatoes and the rest of our thyme and parsley in there. And then we're going to get a little bit more onions, and I have some bay leaves I'm going to put in there. And a little onions and green peppers. And now I'm going to add also like maybe one to 2 tablespoons of sugar, because I like to have like not too sweet, but just a little sweetness to it. So this is brown sugar I'm adding there. And that's about maybe a tablespoon. I might add another one, depends on, because we like it a little sweet. Not too sweet, but like a hint of sweet. And now I'm going to add some more water in there. And then, this is a rapid boil. Let me turn the water off. Let me add the water first. So that's about it. So before I added the water, it was boiling kind of rapid. I'm not gonna turn it up so high now, because basically the thickness that was in here is gonna come back. But now, as you can see, some of the meat is coming away from the bones. Like, some of them is getting a little tender. As you can see here, the meat is like coming away from the bone and getting a little tender. So in the next hour, that will be perfect. So that's why I didn't want to put too much of liquid back in there, because we're just going to let it cool down, cook down. It's not going to be on that high temperature. So I'm going to go like a medium low now. And we're going to let that cook down for the next hour, and then I'll be back to show you the last and final steps. So our oxtails is doing really good. They actually falling off the bone. Let me see. I can show you. They're nice and tender. See how the meat is separating from the bone? That's really good. So what I'm gonna do now, you see how we have this extra fat, all that grease? I'm gonna take that off, because we don't want that in our sauce. So I'm just gonna lay the spoon on the top and then take it away. So you see it's a lot, so I'm gonna do that a lot. And remember, we didn't put a lot of oil in here. It's just that the oxtails, they have a lot of fat on them, so you want to make sure you get that off. So I'm going to finish with that, and I just want to show you guys that basically this is done. I'm going to plate it up and show you how I'm serving it for dinner tonight.